Hello, thank you for stopping by again. Today I wanted to share with you an altered book junk journal that I made yesterday, and I got this beautiful vintage cover from the lovely Angie. Thank you again for giving me this book. So I gutted it, so this was the inside of the book. The pages are quite brittle, so I didn't really want to use them in this journal. At least I will definitely use them in other projects. And the way I did it is I followed a tutorial, sorry for the camera shaking, a tutorial from a YouTube channel called Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and I will link that down below, so then you'll see the steps I went through. I don't have to show you the whole thing again. This is a book, it's a German book by Friedrich Schiller, who was a German poet. He was also a philosopher and a physician and a historian and a playwright. So there was a series apparently. This is 1 to 3. And I really love it. So I didn't really want to do anything to the cover except making these 2 holes. So, and this was my first, I don't know if I mentioned that, this was the first altered book I made, and I wanted to do it with a hidden spine. And I made 3 mistakes making this, and so I thought I would share them with you so that hopefully if you try this on your own, you won't make the same mistakes. So I made a closure with some dyed sari silk that I received. I don't remember now from whom. Was it from Angie? I'm honestly not sure. I'm so sorry. And then so you can see I have 3 signatures. And I rounded my pages, and I'll give you a very quick flip through in a moment, but let me tell you about my mistakes. So I covered the inside with this lovely paper, which I really like. For the hidden spine, so first I strengthened the spine, and then I also made a hidden spine, and both of those I made with something that's called in English craft text apparently. So it's this paper-like thing, which is actually I believe a mixture of rubber or caoutchouc and paper. So it's very durable. It comes in these big rolls, and you can order it from Amazon actually. I will link that down below as well. You can get it in various colors too. It comes in brown and beige and this gray, and I believe even in silver and gold. So you can cut it just like paper, but it's really cool because it's very durable. You can even put it in the washing machine. You can crumple it up. It won't tear, but it cuts easily. So this is actually the material that is also used like if you buy Levi's jeans, you know that little tag on the back that's sewed on where the belt goes through. Well, that is exactly this material. So you can wash it, and nothing will happen to it. You can even stamp on it. This is such cool materials. You can make so many things with this, and I've done other projects with it. Actually, hang on, let me get something else I made with this. So this was something else. So this was the same material, but in the tan obviously, and I made this little pencil case out of it, and I stamped it, and I just sewed it together and put this little zipper in, and I totally love it. It's it kind of feels like leather. So if you don't know this material, go check it out. It's awesome. Anyway, moving on. So I used this both to strengthen the spine. I just glued it in, and then I also used it as the hidden spine. And so what I did differently from the tutorial that I was watching was she put the covers in first, and then she put in the hidden spine with the signatures on it. So basically you could see this part sticking out, which I didn't want. So what I did was I took my piece and then I added another piece of the same paper on top, and then I'd stitched through it. So that way you have the paper basically going through the whole book, and you also see it in between the signatures, which I like. Now, mistake number one was that you can see here and also on the bottom here a little bit, I didn't glue the hidden spine well enough on the edges, so I hope it's not gonna come apart. So you can see it's kind of loose a little bit here, and I can't really fix that without tearing the whole thing off, which I don't want to do. So that's one thing to be careful of. I did use double-sided tape, but I probably didn't put it all the way to the edge, or I don't really remember, but so that's not how it should be. But having said that, I really love the inside cover. Now the second and biggest mistake I made, I can't believe I did this. So I sewed in all the signatures, and they're all the same direction and everything was great. And then I sewed in the signature, sewed in the hidden spine with the signatures in it, and I sewed it in upside down, the whole thing. So now I have the cover, and then the inside. Most of the pages don't really matter which way they go, but there are some, for example, look here, upside down, and you'll see when I do the flip through, there's a few that are upside down that bother me, but I will live with it. It's my first journal, I'm learning, and I still love it very much. So I'm definitely still gonna use this, and I can't wait to use this, but I wanna finish first my traveler's notebooks, or at least the one I'm currently working on. And yeah, so that was mistake number two, big mistake. So please be careful when you sew that in to make sure it's the right side up. And then the third mistake was, so I've never sewn in envelopes before, and I don't know, I don't get how other people sew them in, because yeah, I just don't get it. I don't know, it sounds weird, but I just don't get how it works. So I sewed mine in, and what turned out is, so the opening is here because I wanted to sew down the flap, which is on the other side. But how on earth am I gonna get anything in here? So I don't know how that's supposed to work. If someone can please help me, I would really appreciate a comment below as to how to correctly sew envelopes in so that the opening is on this side. But then I don't know what happens with the other side. Do you just cut the other side open, or what is the other side? I don't know. So, these are gorgeous envelopes. These are from some stationery. Of course, Japanese stationery. It's beautiful. And I think what I will end up doing is probably closing this up with washi. And then maybe I will just open it here and put a round punch, like a half circle punch here, so that I can use it as an envelope. Yeah, I have to decide that. So that was mistake number 3. So for my next journal, hopefully I will not make the same mistakes. I'm sure I can find some new ones. So let me just give you a very quick flip through. So as I said, I rounded the edges and included lots of different kind of papers. These beautiful what are they called? Doilies. I printed from so I bought them. It's a digital download from Joanna Clow, and her Etsy shop is called Little Bindi, and I will link that down below. I just really love these linen doilies with all the stitching on it, and I just inked the edges a little bit to give it a more vintage look. But I really didn't ink a lot of pages because yeah, I don't know, I didn't want it to have that feel. I used some stamps. I used my new We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, which I love very, very much. I will link that down as well, down below as well. This is from some old paper from a gardener's journal from 1926 that I found at the flea market recently. Love, love, love this handwriting. This is that other side of the useless envelope. Here's just, yeah, some upside down music paper, some paper from a beautiful plant illustration book. Then I added a whole bunch of fabric tags because I love those. Another beautiful stamp that I just got from a local craft show. If I find the name of the company of the stamp, I will link it down below because it is just so, so gorgeous. These are all just some random papers. This upside down is from an old vintage, okay. It's from a vintage photo album that I found at a secondhand store. Just a doily, another very cute stamp. Gorgeous Japanese paper. This is another envelope. Upside down plant, more upside down plant. I used some waxed cotton thread that I had gotten from AliExpress for the sewing, and just attached some hearts with my punch. More upside down writing. I'm kind of beginning to like this upside down writing. It's just so absurd. More of this beautiful gardener's journal. Some upside down printout. This is the back side of that beautiful doily. Some Japanese, or actually this is, I think it's Japanese book pages. So that was the end of signature 1. This is from a Daphne's Diary magazine, a little doily. More tabs. Another useless envelope. Another upside down page from the vintage photo book. This is an old wallpaper. I think this is the very last piece I had. Another very cute stamp that was on a magazine that I got in the States. I think it was some Stamping Your Card magazine, I don't remember. An upside down October calendar. Some upside down plants with some upside down writing. Other side of that doily. More upside down images from that photo book. Envelope. Another beautiful doily. stained paper. Really like this tab. That was cut up from a vintage doily from the flea market. Other side of that doily. Yep, this is it. So that's the end. I really adore this book. I love all the fabric tabs. I love all the paper tabs inside. Yeah, I can't wait to start using it. And yeah, so I hope you learned from this. Please make different mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.